Next up, we have Nina Vesterinen, the Tourism Director of the City of Helsinki, Finland. Nina is a tourism industry expert with over 30 years of experience across various roles, including management, destination marketing, consultancy, education, and public policy. She will share insights, especially focusing on achieving more together in measuring and reporting. I'm actually really excited for this presentation because I think one of the main issues of many destinations really is how do we collaborate and come together. So I'm really excited to hear from this. So Nina, please, the stage is yours.
Hello everyone, it's really nice to be here today and give you a little bit of a different perspective to this subject that we just heard, because I talk about from the destination point of view, how we approach this area. If I start from a little bit from further strategic point, no? It's good to notice that Helsinki is the biggest tourist destination in Finland. Why this is important to notice that this position also brings us responsibility. Because our decisions have a great impact on how Finland as such is preserved as a sustainable destination. And of course, we set an example for other destinations in Finland and abroad as well. For example, our carbon footprint calculator initially developed in a pilot project is now used across the Finnish tourism industry via the Sustainable Travel Finland program. The importance of promoting sustainable tourism is stated on the Helsinki City strategy. And of course, our own tourism and events program that is developed in collaboration with various stakeholders emphasizes the growth of sustainable way. Our vision is to become the more attractive, the smartest, and most sustainable destination in the world in 2026. It is challenging, but not impossible, I think. Because in 2019, we were already the first European capital of smart tourism. And last week, we ranked 4th in the Global Destination Sustainability Index. In our program, we have 3 strategic goals that are all highly relevant to this topic. We are aiming to target in the international visitors who share the same values, particularly appreciation of sustainability. Through our efforts, we strive to extend the length of stays and attract conferences and events which we think are better options in terms of sustainability than traditional leisure tourism. Of course, the number B is a focus on sustainability itself, and one of the emphasis being on the ecological sustainability and the importance of the carbon neutrality. And the third one is very crucial as well, because we want to manage and develop Helsinki with knowledge. Last year we signed, as many of the companies and destinations in Finland, the Glasgow Declaration. And based on that, we created the Helsinki Tourism Climate Action Plan with the goal of halving the emission by 2030. This action plan includes 33 different measures for the coming years, such as training, product development, reshaping tourism information services, and of course continuous calculation, monitoring of the carbon footprint, and adoption of innovative tourism practices. But let's go a little bit further in the subject. Since we couldn't find, or we know that there is not established method for calculating tourism-related emissions at the municipality level, we launched a project to address this gap. An assessment was conducted in 15 Uusimaa region, which is the southern part of Finland, municipalities as part of Carbon Neutral Experience project. And the results, what we got of the report, it describes the availability, methods of calculation, regional tourism emissions, presents the developed model, and of course summarizes the findings. And the primary aim of the pilot calculation was to better understand the factors that are influencing the carbon footprint in tourism, the magnitude of the emissions, and also the challenges in the calculation process. And the process began with the survey involving a review of relevant materials. We benchmarked different systems and research reports, but it led to an identification of 6 key emission sources. And you can see them there. They were travel to and within the destination, accommodation, food services, activities, and purchases. And these calculations used a combination of process-based and input-output life cycle assessment method based on expenditure data. And these results indicated that the travel to the destination and purchases were the primary emission sectors for larger municipalities. And in Helsinki itself, their tourism-related emissions accounted for 54% of the entire region's total amount. Challenges we had with the data accuracy, timeliness during the pilot calculations. Of course, it led to the uncertainties stemming from data quality and assumptions. Nevertheless, the pilot calculation offered a primary assessment of the region's tourism-related carbon footprint by sector. And it is important to note as well that the model is not suitable for monitoring the impact of emission reduction measures alone. Nevertheless, its scope and the emission components used can serve as a foundation for further development of regional tourism emission calculations. As I mentioned earlier, we also have a national Sustainable Travel Finland program, and part of it, a free of charge CO2 calculator for the travel industry that they can use to calculate their own carbon footprint and map out the largest emission sources. My colleague Lisa, who is here, will provide more information about this during the conference. But we have also developed a carbon footprint calculator for events. It is suitable for events ranging from hybrid events to public gatherings. And the calculator has been organized or designed so that the event organizer can perform the carbon footprint calculation for the events entirely using the tool. And there is no requiring specific expertise in carbon footprint calculations. And the purpose of our calculator is to assist those events in identifying the key resources of emissions for the events. And once the main sources have been identified, planning more environmentally friendly events become easier. And on this footprint calculations, it consists of 6 different subcategories which have been identified. They are transportation, energy consumption, food, waste, procurement, and accommodation. Also, the calculator's results are indicative and provide estimates of the size of the carbon footprint based on the best available information and assumptions. However, we think that these results still offer information about the magnitude of emissions and their distribution among different factors of the event. And of course, we have also a handbook that we have been prepared for stakeholders so they can use the event carbon footprint calculator easier. But part of one of our other surveys where we conducted a pilot project for calculating the carbon footprint of an individual concert performance, and these calculations were based on a survey aimed at travelers, and we got a very interesting results of that as well. For example, that the events in Helsinki were much more eco-friendlier than the events in other parts of Finland because of the good public transportation system and easy access to the events. But we don't do this on our own. We do collaborate in Finland, but with other countries as well, for example, in the Baltic Sea region and with Tormis project at the moment. And when we do believe that when we are combining all this data from different sources, we will be able better to assess the carbon footprint of tourism destination and measures of reducing the emissions in the future. And all this information from these various calculators have been fed into this our new Dataloggi Helsinki Destination Insights platform, which is designed for us developers but also for tourism industry. And in addition to this emission counts, it offers us up-to-date information on overnights, events, cruises, and all the normal data that is used for tourism purposes. So just to conclude, so we in Helsinki are very committed to sustainable tourism, and also we are committed to reduce our carbon footprint. And we try to use innovative tools, and we work together with the best experts, and hopefully we get better results next time and next year as well. And of course, all this information leads to a greener future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nina, for that enlightening, enlightening presentation.